So that's probably why Na'Vi have gone for Dust 2 here today, Lauren. All right, and we are off to the races. Carrigan with the utility and the diffuse kit. We've also got Boomich rocking.
Rops is up mid. He's gone up mid. How the hell has he gone there?
How did we hear a grenade sound effect too? How the hell did that happen?
I don't know.
That was nice.
I don't know what's going on. Well, Chris J's dead. We've got Rops fallen back slightly now.
That's Christopher J to you.
Did he tell you that?
No, but I did.
Right, well, not taking that on board now. Complimented your driving. Rescinding that statement. And Rops having to rescind his position. Falls away slightly as he does find electronic on the way out, but this does just kind of encourage us B hit, if anything. We still have Frozen over here. Carrigan towards middle. Frozen better be ready. Bit of a swing from Carrigan. Wild attempt, but that's the bomb now being hindered. But there's a time limit on Frozen. He knows he's being closed in on. Got Boomich to the left, Simple in front. Not an easy choice to be making.
All right, BMAS, we saw what you could do on Nuke. It was entry frags. What can you do in a 1-on-3 with Boomich, Flamey, and Simple postured on the other side, ready to take you down? Awares that mid door still may be an opportunity. BMAS is taking his time. There's a kid in front of him, so the rush, maybe it's not felt just yet. I think there was a secondary flash in the hands of Carrigan as well, as BMAS is being extremely diligent here, clearing mid doors, trying to bait out. If anybody wants to fight him, and no, now that the bomb is halfway ticked, he needs to get a wriggle on. Didn't go for the kit, so yeah, let's pack this one up, shall we? Simple will finish him off, and that's a good start for Na'Vi. We want them to be alive, we want them to be active, we need them to be in this game, and that was all started by Chris J with that opening pick. Chris J's death, sorry, going down towards middle from Electronic. Now, I didn't pack for autumn or winter, so I might be visiting the ESL shop because I have nothing to deal with this weather. Lauren, you saw me today in my warmest article of clothing, which is a raincoat.
It's a parka jacket, and it's a very light one.
Yeah, it's not. There's no warming ability on that bad boy whatsoever. So we'll see how we go. But out long, Flamey leads the charge. Flashed on up. We'll be safe.
I do recall you saying Na'Vi do like to take long control to facilitate their plays further up.
Yeah, go long, and that's it. Do you like long?
I don't really like Dust 2. I was always very bad at it.
Okay, what don't you like about it?
It's for brainless apes. At my level.
No, precisely, and that's what Mirage is as well. That's why I dislike Mirage.
I think...
Don't you dare.
I try not to. Chris doesn't have a choice in it. No, I think Mirage is... It is now.
Yes, but it's become what Dust 2 was.
Exactly, but there is slightly more nuance to it, I feel, because let's bring it back to the realms of possibility. I don't think, when I look at these two teams playing Dust 2, it's as cut and dry as when I play Dust 2.
For sure, it's definitely not. There's a lot
bit of a
more...
different, kettle of fish there.
A bit more nuance with
some smokies, some flashies.
Some tags through the boxes.
Yeah.
Some trade kills. Some teamwork, some communication.
Yeah, I don't know what that
all
is.
those things that don't exist in the realms of pugs. Now, we'll be seeing an eco coming through from Mousesports. So, Lauren, I want to start a very important discussion with you as we kick off map number 2 here. Second game of the playoffs. So we have the bracket stage kicking off today. If you missed the earlier game, big-handedly dealt with Spirit. But this is the important discussion. Do you have a cowlick? Did you just do an Alex Machine Richardson? Do we have Parmesan all over the floor?
No.
Okay, all right.
It's all good. It's on the plate still.
As long as it's on the plate.
Yeah, I just rest my feet somewhere slightly precarious where I put my plate of food, which is also slightly precarious.
Okay.
So,
anyway,
it's all good.
Do you have a cowlick?
Another bit of hair that goes up? No.
I definitely have one, and it always...
You got like 40 of them, mate. That's just your hairstyle.
No, I just have one bad one.
Is that why your hair does that now? You've just tried to cover it up with like 5 others?
No, it's always done that. It's done that for the entirety of my life. I used to have a little bowl cut as a kid. So like the cowlick was so much more pronounced.
Nice.
I also used to do this thing in primary school because I did have like longish hair, like it was down like past my ears, and it was in the bowl cut, so that it was like parted down the middle. And I would wear a visor, and I would put the hair over the top of the visor.
My. Do we have pictures of this anywhere?
No, we don't. As a kid, I hated photos.
Got it. Go on, Rops. No, don't die to the molly. Oh, I wanted to hear the little noise.
So if you have a cowlick out there, let us know. Hit us in on the hotline. That's 1-800 hashtag ESL Pro League on the Twitter sphere. And we will be taking requests. Rops and Carrigan are rocking the dorps. That's double orps for those of you uninitiated few. Simple's being tossed across a big green. Has a B spawn, so that's not fantastic, but looks like he is hinting to go over towards middle. Scoped on up. He loves the jump onto the Death Alley box. And it's a biff mid. Boomich and Electronic taking a lot of room here. They're already postured up on the Xbox.
Yuma seems all but aware that this could be a possibility. Gonna surely hear that. Oh god, so chunk of damage. I thought it was gonna be just a flick of it, just a touch, but no, that is mad amounts being thrown. BMA's gonna be running through the util to try and hinder this, but maybe at a good cost considering how much attention was just put there. Yeah, those Molotovs actually worked out in the favor of Mousesports, not just from the damage perspective, but holding onto territory. So a lot was initiated there by Na'Vi, and they get very, very little. That smoke landing on their own Molotov, however, has caused a massive gap, and that means Na'Vi might know there's no one on the other side. BMAS, if he picks again, he might be taken out of the picture here. Needs to be careful. Flash comes in. It's good. BMAS gets one off the back of Carrigan's assist, and now he can play in the smoke. Oh, Lord. This is very, very, very scary, though. Carrigan trying to keep him somewhat safe, show some presence, but has to be aware of Long as well. The timing on this is everything. Oh, there it is. Checked on. Perfecto not going to fall for the tricks, but Carrigan quick on the trigger, and suddenly they're controlling this, but Perfecto and Simple. That's still a combination to keep your eye on. Simple going to leave the bomb towards the site. Perfecto going to plant. Simple on guard duty. Chris J going to get down in pit. Make it harder work. Chris needs to live here. If he dies, the pressure on Long is completely taken out of the room. We're going to have one coming up through the CT spawn position. Looks like Rops will be going all the way around to Long. So no one through Cat. And the kit is on Chris J. Here it is. So Long now noted. Perfecto's in all kinds of trouble. Chipped away at. Simple. Also aware, and it's Perfecto to find Rops with a belting shot, but Simple now. Chris is going to get there. 1v2. Chris J has to get his skates on. He's going to get over there quick, but Simple's still going to try and buy time. He knows what he's got to do, but Frozen doesn't care. But timing, I don't know if he's got enough time for this. Got it. Yeah, close one. Chris is going to pick up the secondary AWP, so they'll keep that in the hands of Rops and Carrigan. Still surprising not to see Chris J just wielding the primary AWP, especially on a CT side defense like this. Carrigan, I don't mind it because we know how hyper aggressive he can be on T sides, entry fragging. Now doing that with the AWP, it's not so bad, but this molly, it came in clutch. It came in hugely important for Frozen to be able to take Simple out and walk away with their first round here. Moving into round number 5, guns are back out. Simple with the AWP once more. This time over towards Long we go. Can Mousesports stand? Trying to hold on to this. Chris J blocked in. Boomich could have done more, but he was blind, and Chris J with the flash from Carrigan. His flash assist must be nuts this game. Flamey has lingered out through the smoke and found enough room to work, and leaving Chris J very alone here. Rob's slowly working over to support, but there's timing on this, and Perfecto still being a nuisance as well. Well, they can drop out of this. Na'Vi don't need to commit. This has all happened with 1:20 remaining on the clock. Perfecto has full cat control. They know that there's likely a rotation from B, and if Frozen, if he peeks at all, should punish, but getting across just. So now they know that there is at least one player on that B side. Rops is in transition. Not sure if the scope's heard. God, a Rops miss. And I don't want to call it a Simple miss, but I feel like Simple hits those and he makes things look very easy that shouldn't. Okay, Chris J spots this out. Information relay towards Frozen. Get ready, they're coming through. As Simple now left in the 1v2. 50 seconds to play with. Orb to hand and the bomb on his back. And of course Simple's going to do that, but he just overextends the touch trying to get the information. Chris J there very quickly. Impact players, both of them on the Mousesports side of things. Frozen stopping the mid to be completely shutting down that side of the map, and without Chris J locking down Long to kick things off, that was never a Mousesports round. Na'Vi looked like they made some good mid-round calls that they didn't commit, and this was the openings right here. So Chris taking down that of Boomich, getting the trade for Carrigan, finding the follow-up, and this is Frozen. Double kill from this position. You can see him play close towards the tunnel, trying to isolate this split smoke as well, and that is a very, very big round. AWP will be scavenged, money not fantastic. Bomb plant, it went a shy. So Na'Vi, they have questions to ask. Perfecto, Boomich, Flamey, they can all get Galils or AKs with armor behind it. Electronic and Simple, they could even opt to get Deagles.
So this could be a buy round, and I think that they should probably consider it, considering where the money is at for Mousesports right now. The buy's coming through, weapons are being dropped across, Electronic getting gifted a Galil. Simple does have a Deagle. Mac 10 for Perfecto, Tech 9 for Boomich, AK on Flamey. They didn't go for the potency of the rifles across the board. They've gone for more utility. At least everybody has something to work with here. Bit of a menagerie of a buy. Everyone rocking something a bit different. Flamey's actually swapped the AK with Simple. Probably the right call.
Yeah.
But you need to find the impact. If you're going to be set up, and we're going to praise you as the star duo, Electronic and Simple, they did get gifted weapons. They need to make them work.
Got to be confident in this as well, clearing through middle. Electronic does have the smoke. A bit of spam, not being subtle about the Galil in play.
Yeah, precisely. So that gives up the jig right now. Mousesports know they're not going against an eco or a save round with just pistols.
Cat is open. I guess obviously Carrigan can turn pretty quickly once he feels the timing may be right. And he's right to adjust. Going to see the molly coming through, clearing that close corner, ensuring no one's pushed up again. Was it Bemis there, or who was it who was on towards that? Was it Robs? I can't remember, actually. My brain is tiny and rattles in my brain, but Carrigan...
Say rat holes?
Rattles.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, why are rats in your brain?
No.
Rats rattles. In the PC?
I'll enunciate better.
No, that's my bad. I'm going deaf.
No, I'll work on it. There's the smokes going in. High flash. Electronics about to get into this. No, tell a lie. I thought he was going for this one. Chris J now gets a bit of a freebie on the first, but doesn't expect the rifle. But there goes Boomich. They still no Simples around it. Carrigan, though, overwhelmed. Too many angles. And now a somewhat open for business. Still 3 rifles up against them. BMAS, Frozen, and Rops well equipped to handle. Bomb gonna make it across somewhat. And a trade out of rifles. Gonna try and post up Perfecto and Electronic. And yes, there's the recovery of the AWP off of Carrigan's cold, dead hands. Flash in, turns on it. Electronic blind as a bat, can't see a thing, but Simple seems to make it look okay. BMAS next on the chopping block, and the last one alive now, as this is a good hold from Na'Vi, and this would take nothing short of a Herculean effort to do something about this. With Simple watching the cross and Electronic on the site, we said the big dogs had to come out to play. And it looks like they have. Might be time to back away for BMAS as Electronic says hello. And we say goodnight to BMAS.
Yeah, and he gets himself a nice little upgrade right there. So a sketchy round, but that's a Na'Vi specialty. If there was a restaurant and they were delivering items of food, that would be the one on top of the menu. Most popular Na'Vi scrappy buys. They're synonymous with one another. And, well, I said that the two needed to deliver, and they did so. Now, the money on the Mousesports side of things, it's what we call in the bin. And the only way to get out of the bin, Lauren, is to fight your way out. They force-bought into this one. Scout for Chris J, Deagles, Frozen, Carrigan, and Rops are wielding. And then BMAS with a Famis across the pit. They're going to make it with that smoke. Carrigan, can he land a shot? His position's being given up. Boomich knows where he is, trying to isolate. Molotov now isn't going to spread deep enough, so Carrigan can live. Has BMAS there to help, and they want to get out of dodge. It looks like Boomich is backing off. They've had enough of this long fight, or have they?
Boomich doubling back on himself here. Carrigan is still isolated. Almost too focused on Carrigan. I don't think they've realized that BMAS was there, but Perfecto's still finding some work. There's BMAS. Yeah, this is a bit of a mess. It could be controlled. Don't worry too much, Na'Vi fans, but there is a little bit of a threat of building. 1 minute left on the clock. Keep your eyes on Frozen.
He's heard this.
He's going to see it too. Goodbye, Perfecto. Your head's rolling. Simple's now watching, but this gives time for those two on long to clear and maybe kind of reconvene towards focusing on short. Don't know if they heard the second or had an idea on the second. Rops is not being so subtle now.
Still a winnable round for Na'Vi here. Can isolate some duels. BMAS is the first man, and he's taken down.
Frozen now. Short timings there, but he gets only a tag for it. Rops, though, creeps, lurks, finds one, finds two. Good work, Rops. You'll be happy with that. And it all started with an uncomfortable trade over by Long.
Yeah, and it was awkward across the map because at the same time that those Long fights were going down, mid-territory was taken from Chris with the Scout, and some frags went on that side. They traded. Rops was actually able to pick up one. We might catch that. No, not in the replays this time round, but big shot here for Frozen to hit, and that really slows them down. They were very annoying, Mousesports, in that round, if I'm going to be honest, because they just kept fighting, and that's not what Na'Vi were expecting. They thought they might get a bit more respect. Now they're down to the pistols. They're not super interested in this forced by war, unless your name's Electronic and Flamey, who have almost fully invested. For the likes of Perfecto, Boomich, and Simple, they've partially invested. So their money's a bit squirrely, and that's not a word I say with confidence. Again, over towards A, they can test Carrigan and this AWP. We've got 3 smokes, bunch of flashes. Might be enough to get them across to site. And what I say by test Carrigan on the AWP, he's a serviceable AWPer, right?
Yep.
But he's no Woxic. And when you have a player playing a position as pivotal as this, he needs to at least get 1 kill. The smokes are enough for him to fall back. That's the percentage decision coming in from Carrigan here. Dropping on through. BMS has heard this. Boomich with the Glock. He's not that scary. And he's been taken out. The bomb will go down. So great stuff from Na'Vi. That was the goal.
Happy with that, yeah. Any more as a bonus? The round win is obviously the goal, but 1 bit of armor on Simple.
4 Deagles. It's doable.
It really is, especially as the clock does begin to dwindle. More threats get posted, more desperate plays have to be made. No easy pickups being found here for the CT side. They're going to be forced in on the action. There we go, 2 now removed. Flamey could have been a danger, but now it's all Simple.
Surely not.
Oh, Rob seems so aware, but he draws the fire and Chris J finishes it. Dangerous, but handled.
Well, if that's the way they're going to approach it, if Carrigan feels pressure and not confident to take the fights, it means they will have to play the standard retake setup. And this is something, if you go back to the Source days, the layout of the map is very similar. And I mean so more in the way that the nades can be thrown from that short position. In 1.6, you weren't able to force them back as much, and short itself, Catwalk, was a little bit tighter. So the rifles would play short. You do different short setups. You have boosts over certain boxes.
Yep.
You can't do the same thing. I think Molotovs come into play to hinder that within CSGO. But it looks like, here we go, Na'Vi back towards that long play. Rob's pushing lower is going to get them a lot of info. They can rotate very early.
Look at this commitment from Electronic, blinded up both of them. Which one, BMAS? Carrigan's gone back in on this. He is so blind. All of that util is being committed, but who comes out of it? But Chris J just saved his life and then some, as if he's got that control on this thing. Unorthodox weapons. He's your specialist, and Frozen just going to put that little cherry on top of the cake.
He did not just stop that with an MP9. That is ridiculous stuff from Chris J right there.
Give him a scout, give him an MP9.
He's just tapping away. Look how much money the guy has. He's got bloody 8K left over, and they're on a full buy. That is some wild stuff right there. This is Frozen onto Perfecto, easy as you like. Now for Na'Vi, they're only 1 round in the hole. The score is currently 5-4 in favor of Mousesports. We're in the 10th round. Once again, Deagles. Feels like Na'Vi haven't really been able to get that many decent buys together. And these pistol rounds, well, bit of a specialty, isn't it, the Deagles? I think we used to, in Australia, we would just call this a deco round.
Same.
Yeah, but I feel like the Europeans, like the Russians in 1.6 would love the good old Deagles.
I just remember it in Source being just filth.
Oh, yeah, that's because the run and gun. You could just continue to run with a Deagle. It was like having... the
bullet spread was just non-existent.
Yeah, it was like a railgun from Quake, but you could just...
You could run with it.
In CS, it didn't make any sense.
No, it was absolutely filthy. I literally had teammates who played it like, you know, I'd say like pre-invite-ish channels,
Sure.
you know, on the old IRCs. Literally sitting on a Deagle for most of the game and happily just feeding the bank back to everyone.
Yeah, why not if you can? That game, if you think AWPing is overpowered in this game,
oh, mate.
Bloody Nora, go check out Source. One-way smokes, I know Rush doesn't like them here. One-way smokes in Source that was the thing. You had to know the one-way smokes. You had to be a little geek lord on those. Anyway, 6 rounds now for Mouse. Guns back out. It's fast Biff mid coming on through as they're trying to fast take control of Xbox. Pressure applied, Rob's pushed back. Good flashes, nade over the top in exchange. Only a lick of damage onto Electronic and Boomich, so that one there they won't even notice. But here's Carrigan.
Yeah, seems all too aware this might be to try and hinder some of those rotations, cost positioning, pull players away from 8, which it has somewhat done. BMAS is being very cognizant of that mid-approach. Double doors now being watched. Carrigan forced off by the Molotov, and they slowly creep closer towards A. Now, you do still have Chris J over towards long. He's not left. He's still here, and a minute on the board. Plenty of smokes. So much still utility in the pockets of Na'Vi. Here comes one piece of it.
Yeah, that was a deep smoke towards Cat there. That's the bridge smoke so they can limp out behind, boost behind, and execute onto A, but it is all a ruse. It's over towards B. So eyes on Frozen. We have the 3-man rifle trio.
I'm a bit scared of this one. Yeah, Robs is here, BMAS is here. It's shut down. Oh, dearie me. They tried it. They tried to pull the wool over their eyes, and they're having absolutely none of it. Simple knows that this is just out of reach, even for him. Bomb left just that other side of the tunnels that you can't do anything with.
But look how much space Chris has taken. That was great work by Rush there with the observer. You can see that
Rush.
Chris has pushed up towards green box. I know there's no green box anymore, but I'm old.
Once upon a time.
Shut up. But
no one will know what you mean, Chad.
yeah, but it's in my brain. All I picture is the green box, and you could do a 2-man boost in the green box, and you could walk along the ledge, and you could clear short. No one did it, even though they should have. That smoke's going to give away his position. And I don't know if they can get there in time, but Chris J does have a nade, so if he throws it over the wall, he will get some damage. But they're going to let Simple hold on to the big green. So being merciful on Mouse after that was an absolute shutdown. And I just loved that. You have BMAS, Rops, and Frozen as your link. They're all linked together, right? And what I mean by that was you saw Frozen flash for the mid setup. As soon as he flashes for the mid setup, they deal with that, and then they can rotate over towards upper tunnels and outside the doors and window to help Frozen. Now, he didn't need the help, but they're all setting each other up. They're all there for one another. And in life, just like Counter-Strike, Lauren,
Yeah.
you need support. It's a team game. It's all about the people. It's all about the interpersonal relationships you have. It's all about Chris J.
But Chad, Flamey had no support.
That's why he's dead, Lauren.
It all makes sense. Suddenly, Counter-Strike makes a lot more sense. But the one person I'm looking now is BMAS. The others are a little bit further away. Carrigan can lean back towards A, but it's just that loss of control towards long always bodes problematic if you're facing against Na'Vi.
Yeah, no space can be taken right now from Mouse, as we can see. Rops dealing with middle. Frozen tucked in towards the back of sight. So you're right, eyes are on BMAS. He needs the minimum of 1 frag, and there it is. Might even get the second. BMAS, another headshot. This kid is on another level here today.
Just vicious in the way he aims, doesn't he? There's no quarter given. Simple and perfecto. What do you do with this now? You've got no step anywhere.
Yeah, maybe step back into spawn and save these for another round, because the bomb, it's still on the back of the big man. Simple flashing on over. Perfecto will need to make some room. They can isolate Carrigan over towards this cart position and take him out cleanly, offer themselves up with a potential 2-on-3 over towards that A side of things. 35 seconds. We start living in a world where this becomes doable. So, run boost on the corner. Simple's going to fly across. Carrigan's seen both. The call will come on. He can stay tucked in, but Simple wants him.
Oh, that wasn't pretty from Carrigan, but BMAS is watching this. Taking down Simple. 16, 15.
Should try and plant here, Perfecto, or save the AWP, but either way, it won't.
Oh, Ropsy.
Yeah, yikes.
Didn't expect that from him.
Well, AWP saved.
Yeah.
So that's all right. That's not too bad if we're going to be looking at positives. Max loss bonus, which means that Na'Vi can go for another one of these partial buys.
I just feel like their buys haven't had a full buy in so long.
They've had like 2 or 3 of them in the course of 12 rounds of play, right? And on the T side, you would normally be expecting to get a lot more through, especially because things are cheaper. Getting the bomb down helps stimulate that economy there. And you can see Simple will get gifted the AWP. Perfecto, the man who absconds his loss bonus, has fully invested himself here. So he's down to $0, $3,400 if they do lose this one. And this is just the standard approach from that of Na'Vi. They love to take this mid control, and they love to take it quick. Double AWPs out. Electronic being a little sneaky beaky in the smoke here. He's actually pushed all the way through onto the other side of the doors.
Again, someone like Rops as well, I really like that. You know, Nuke getting out towards that vent, being a nuisance. Electronic doing just the same thing. Resmoke towards middle as BMAS does go for a little bit of an investigation.
He seems aware that it is possible.
Could be a chance someone slipped the smoke, right?
Yeah, so there's a threshold that he won't push over, and he's actually dipped on further back towards the A side of things. So currently in a safe position. Electronic has a smoke, and so does Flamey if they want to set up a mid to B. But ideally, they need a pick first. And with Simple over towards middle, it doesn't look like he'll get offered up one. Because it is Rops tucked in now towards the B site, seems hard to isolate that duel at the doors.
I think they seem all too aware of that. AWP still being in play. No one's giving easy picks over. BMAS, that flash. God, it's wild. Does he get it? No. Flamey takes him down, but it sets up the others for success. Now look for Simple. Trying to bait the shot. Rops doesn't fall for the first bite, but the second he'll take him down. And as soon as Flamey got into danger, He was removed away from it by Chris J.
So one of the cool things about what both Carrigan did, I believe it was on the pistol round, and the same thing that BMAS is doing here, is the idea that they know that they will get locked out on the mid to B. And if he can push through and slow them down, even if it is only for 2 or 3 seconds, it allows the B defenders to deal with that tunnel push. And this is what's happening. It also gives time for the A rotators to move on over and get ready to deal with that mid to B wave and start the retake. So that extra little bit of time, even though he only went 1 for 1, was more than enough for Frozen to handle over towards tunnels. It gave a chance for Rops to breathe between both duels, getting to play that swingman between mid and upper dark. And from there, look at this. Look at this streak of rounds. It's 7 on the trot.
It's so when I looked at this 9, you know, let's say 10-5 or whatever, it doesn't seem so bad, but when I account into a fact the first 3 rounds the pistol make up the majority of Na'Vi's rounds, that doesn't look very good.
And you have to remember round 6 as well was one of those low buy rounds where Simple was dropped an AK, you had the likes of Electronic being dropped the Galil, and then they just went for a pincer on that A site.
Yeah.
So when you look at those rounds, they're not gun rounds, right? They're not getting this done in a clean fashion. They're not getting it done. They're not outplaying Mouse by any means. Perfecto, because of that saved AWP that he had in the previous 2 give across to Simple, meaning he had no loss bonus in that round, will be just down to a Deagle once more. So another buy round where there's an omission, where they don't have everything that they would want. Fast towards middle again. They're aware that they can get away with this biffy play. And look, I would too, if you knew you had Simple overseeing with the AWP, but Carrigan aggressive.
Traded on though. Electronic knew the weakness and hunted it down straight away. Not allowing that to slip away, but they might just bounce off the back of this. It looks like a quick reactionary play, but the flash seems to have hindered them enough. Already BMAS well aware of what's coming through. He is isolating, hindering, making this feel uncomfortable, and yes, blinded up on the other side, forced away a touch, and support's been removed. Frozen still doing work from afar towards Electronic. They've all made it around at the right time. The bomb's being planted. BMAS, he's above the smoke. He's trying to find these players, and Frozen's doing the damage. And now Perfecto.
Oh, they know where he is too.
He's been spotted out. Oh, yeah, he has. Oh, dear me. This is not good, but Perfecto, he does take 1. Ain't gonna be enough.
The fact that BMAS lives for so long there.
Ow.
He was the wicketkeeper of that round. You know, he was towards that ramp for the entirety of it, doing good nade damage, peppering across, staying alive, being a nuisance. They couldn't clear him out. And you can see here the nades coming on in. The Molotov lands. Oh, and the dink as well through spawn. So Electronic elevating himself to get that kill onto Chris J was actually his own undoing. And this is Frozen just beasting it up. I love seeing this trio of riflers. I know Robs is rocking the secondary AWP right now, but those 3 names, that's a scary 3 names. 10-4 now. This could be an 11-4 half. The AKs will come out. Lucky Perfecto gets one this time round. And again, same situation. Biff down middle. Nice nade from Frozen.
Oh, that caught Boomich and Electronic, but they seem fired up right now. They want to just keep going on that, but they're not going to. They hit the brakes eventually and look towards short. Electronic and Boomich on the way, but bomb to be left there. Electronic starting the look.
Okay, so they might just want to hang around here for a little while. That's what this boost is telling me. The idea that you've posted him up already over towards the cap position means you might want to play for information or play against the information plays, of Mousesports within those mid rounds. Carrigan over towards the ramp. That tells me it's very unlikely that he'll be pushing on forward to take a fight here. You've got BMAS now in transition. I love how flexible this CT side defense has been. They've switched it up quite consistently. Now there's smokes through. BMAS looking towards the gap, seeing if anybody drops into his line of sight. A smoke now to deny. Will Na'Vi go through? It looks like it.
Yeah, they're going for it. Coming out of the flash now. BMAS all too aware someone's dropped down. But it's Carrigan. I thought he was going to be dead in the water, but no, BMAS plays through the smoke. Simple's nade will find him, and the rifle will find some more, but this is messy. This is scrappy stuff. Where is that bomb? Okay, in the hands of Simple. Working its way over. Precarious stuff. If he goes down, that bomb could have dropped to CT. It could have been anywhere. And with BMAS working his way up, Boomich seems very aware, hyper aware of that capability and that possibility.
Flamey.
And yeah, Flamey on the big flank. Could be nice. Has to check CT, of course. Doesn't see anyone, so attention will be called to look towards short. Rops towards long.
20 seconds now.
Timing. They've got to get a move on here if they really want to go for this, and obviously, why wouldn't you? It's got to be now. Boomich, though, denying Rops means this one looks like it's wrapped up. Now, yes, 10-5 doesn't seem too bad, but the way Na'Vi got those 5 might make you worry. Let's find out if it does wrap up in the way it looks like now. It is Mousesports with the lead, and quite an impressive one at that. They've looked great thus far. We've enjoyed it thoroughly. Na'Vi did get themselves together to, clamor a couple of rounds, but side swap coming in can change things around.
Yeah, I think that there is an opportunity for Na'Vi to bounce back, but for me, once again, it comes down to the pacing. Just remember, Nuke, the way that Mousesports started on the T side of their own map choice, it was very, very quick. And if Na'Vi aren't able to deal with a fast pistol round, they're not able to deal with the force fires of Mouse that may come out within the early stages, we can pack this one up, we can start the car, and we can drive her home, because Mouse only need another 6 rounds to close out map number 2 and take the victory and push themselves forward within this upper bracket. Winner of this game will be taking on the winner of Astralis versus Heroic. That'll be the first game going down tomorrow.
I can't wait for that. Really cannot. For now, Boomich and Electronic can be called to task, it looks like, aware that that short presence will be coming in. No subtlety to this from the T's.
Quite noisy. Smoke through towards spawn. Flashes to follow. Looks like they're just ready to fight.
Here we go. High flash. Let's get it. Straight through. Looking for it. Electronic dinked up. That's going to hurt. That's going to sting. BMAS did take some damage on the way through, but still succeeds. That opens up great opportunities. Perfecto, though, is the one on watch. Slumps the body against the wall. Blood splatter everywhere. As Rops, that took me a second to realize where he was, but it's not a bad spot to be in, but you gotta be careful now, because Perfecto and Simple are starting to wind things up here. And look at the around the world from Carrigan, trying to get that pressure from the back line, but he really did need something out of that, as now he's the only one alive. Nothing to be done. Great play from Perfecto then.
Yeah, Perfecto was instrumental. I think him just staying stoic within the pit, hitting that first shot, it denied BMAS the ability to push out and try and go towards ramp to live. And once you're trapped on that CT ramp and the smoke clears, you're screwed. And that position that Rops was trying to play in, he was seeing if he could hold on and help BMAS, but the problem becomes the shadow advantage, and eventually Rops had to dip on back to play late round with that P250. Now, Simple has been gifted the AUG. It was Perfecto who dropped that across. He had the most money from the round, and we might see Simple wielding that relatively aggressively. BMAS, hello, he has been given an AK-47. Chris J throwing that across to the youngster, the newest addition to this Mousesports roster. Well, let's see what he can do, because he was cracking skulls as far as entry frags went when we look at the Nuke matchup over towards that top side. Dust 2, different map, different layout, definitely different challenges, and the first challenge he'll have to deal with is Electronic towards CT spawn. Once he gets past that task, he'll have to deal with Simple and the long-range AUG over towards B, likely to pick from window or doors. So just systematically letting him play pre-fire server right now. Now, if you want to do that yourself, you know where to go, Lauren.
To be fair, Alex spends all his time on that, not me. I don't ever warm up, and then I just, you know, suck at the game I play.
Yeah, well, that's going to happen, but guess who's dead? Flamey. He's got taken out over towards the B side of things. Rops is actually staying in upper dark to keep a bit of presence. He won't be expecting Simple, but Simple's basically out of the round if it is this A execute. They will probably have to play retake, and Rops is getting greeted with another. Does Simple want to peek? It's too late. They know there's 2B. They should go on A right now.
Yeah, see if the call comes through quick enough. Yeah, it looks like the smokes are being put down. They know this is potentially the best place to be. That rifle's still into play on BMAS. Perfecto last time was the hero playing from pit, but this time has to fall away. It's going to be a postured retake, if anything.
Oh, that was so unnecessary from BMAS. That was really not needed. They had the site. They have a number advantage. They could have been setting up their post plants.
Oh, this does go into more of a Na'Vi swing, even with that bomb plant, as Carrigan does something big, but Frozen doing well enough. Carrigan's lost it. Rifle goes out of the hand, and Christy, he has got himself a deagle at least. Got the upgrade finally. Rops is playing with Perfecto, but Boomish is on the bomb, and that's the big factor here. Down he goes, and again, a close round, a bomb plant, sure, but handled.
Yeah, it felt unnecessary for BMAS to go for that duel, and the reason I say that is because once the bomb goes down and you know the CTs are playing retake, I understand wanting to try and punish, but the best way to play is as the CTs are coming up long and as they're coming up the ramp, especially if you have mid control, which they did have because of Rops, you take the fight from multiple different angles. Somebody, you know, rears their head from Gandalf, somebody from the site pivots on down, the short players swing, and you make it janky like that. You don't want to give them the site for free, obviously, but you also don't need to give away the AK with the armor for what felt like absolutely nothing.
We do remember, BMAS is still one of those younger players.
He
still might want to be doing that. Well, let me try and be the game changer.
And I'm assuming if I'm Carrigan, I'd be giving the youngsters as much room as they want to go for those type of plays. Now, if it doesn't work, hey, you shrug it off and you get back in with a buy round. Chris J on the scout. AKs for the other 4 members of Mousesports. The buy. Goodbye. for Boomich. He gets taken out towards long, going for info. That'll force the rotation. Nobody's watching long right now. It's just electronic close towards short. This is everything for Na'Vi.
The shadow gives away that one's close. That's huge pickup. Christian and Carrigan both fall. Now, yes, BMAS is still alive and healthy. That's one big bonus to this. Didn't take a lick of damage from it. But now Frozen going to get into the massive towards long. The timing gets Flamey, but traded out by Simple. And yes, that car position still so strong. But B is open for business. And now Rops can be called into action. Did he see Perfecto? Just a touch of him potentially showed. But Rops is going to sit here and ensure safety as best he can. That cross is still dangerous. There is a smoke, so it can be kept safe.
That's going to bait Perfecto into the arms of Rops here. That Molotov as well, it's selling it completely. Perfecto's not going to expect anyone to have pushed outside the doors. Rob should be on.
Well, Perfecto seemed like he was kind of maybe aiming towards it, but now the double peek. Both players here, Simple going to be called upon in a big way. He knows that BMAS is close by. You could see the reaction from him. BMAS up against Simple. The timing! He was jumping on the box and he still gets the frag. Are you kidding me?
And Simple's here, 20 kills to the name, 92 ADR, picking up that AK-47, and another round which you could potentially say Mousesports, they made some glaring mistakes right there within the later stages, but Na'Vi aren't complaining. They'll capitalize on that any day of the week. Yeah, they must have been a miscommunication. It felt like they wanted to double peek off of one another. You could have had it so that you had the tight line held from Rops, and as soon as he shoots and gets swung on, BMAS comes out to fight. Would have been a left eye peek, so there's always the chance the spray transfer comes on through. But Na'Vi, they're keeping in it, and round 19, guns back out. Money still yet to build for either side. Carrigan wanting to get up close and personal. If he decides to go through those mid doors, he's going to get a rude bloody shock because Electronic up close and personal. Ready to deal with this. Molotov also holding him at bay. Smokes will come out for the mid to be fake, but it's over towards B. The hit's coming on through. 2 players on the site.
Simple's ready. Carrigan needs this and he gets it. That's not even bad either. 60 HP left. Flamey. Oh, the timing's weird for him now. Isolates BMAS. That's good. Couldn't do it towards Rops, but there is the main man still. Spots Carrigan, takes him out. Doesn't want that threat there. Bounds in.
Made out.
Who on earth would have expected that? It seems that Christian, at least slightly aware, has to turn and deal with it now. Perfecto gets to push up after that kill towards Carrigan came in. Created by Simple, the space being found, but Boomich needs some work to be done as well.
Rops has well, he dropped the smoke. I was about to say he has a smoke. He could have used it over towards tunnels, but I think now that doors has been locked out, that's the save call. Na'Vi do not want to have a look in this one, and it makes sense. The back and forth nature at the start of this second half has meant that they're not working with a lot of money. The saved M4s on both Boomich and Perfecto will go nicely with some residual cash for Electronic. And out they go. So Perfecto wanting to do some damage. How many can he take? That's one. Frozen's low. Unable to get the second. Frozen and Rops will be walking away with their AKs. Boomich the only one to save a rifle. And you have a look here. You get Electronic at 3,300, Simple at 2,500. So they maybe would have just gone for upgraded pistols behind the save rifles anyway, thinking that damage might have been the better option. But now, Mousesports look like they're most likely poised for a 12th round unless Na'Vi force buy. So with 6 seconds left, we have to see what the decision will be. Electronic just for the Kevlar, P250 HE. But these are normally Na'Vi rounds. The fact that we don't have any investment on Simple is rare. Normally you see him get dropped something.
Yeah. Let's see. Boomich is your big boy in this. Has the rifle, of course. Electronic has a P250 and armor, so if anywhere, long is the most dangerous place to be right now. The bomb's not fully committed to it. Carrigan, however, is.
Oh, I don't know if he's going to get away from this.
He's trying. Electronic's in that smoke now.
Oh, they gave him a door out. BMAS the savior.
BMAS gets a pat on the back.
It's a gold star. Look at this rotation towards B, though. Yeah,
I like that. Show presence towards A long. Stop the initial control coming. Post up Electronics, no one can get information back, and then lean the rest towards B. It's a good gamble.
Yeah, it would be silly for Carrigan to call an all-in on this side of the map, considering how much time they have to work with. A minute on the clock as that limp smoke onto B goes on through. They're going to sell out with a couple of flashes, see if there's a reaction on the other side. Smoke towards the doors, really trying to reel this one in, trying to get Na'Vi to bite hard. Well, they've already bitten, and they're actually walking out mid to B, so it's just Electronic they have to deal with.
40 seconds, I get a bit worried. Okay, contact made. There's Boomich, though. 2 big kills. Christian and Carrigan going to fall foul to it. And now they have to try and feel out this stack. There's still 2 players towards B, and Rob's down notes another. This could be the go signal, but they haven't gone for simple.
They can go to A still. This. Okay, never mind.
Just get scared, you know? It's a USP and it's simple. It shouldn't be a problem, but...
If Robs didn't get the nade kill from the grave, then maybe, because it would have been a 2v2. Yeah. But yeah, I think with that mid to B, the doors turned around. Simple couldn't move from that car position. This is where it got dicey. Boomich with a double kill. But the trades were good. And BMAS finishing things off there. 20 kills to him now. Important round. Those rounds get shaky. They're definitely shaky. No AWP. Still just the AUG being rocked on the CT side of things. Oh, all right.
Face the doors, I guess.
Yeah, hello.
Props was feeling a little frisky over towards B. Flash in for BMAS. They're all biting on this. 3 CTs towards CT.
Maybe they're the teammates who just got back from going to the bathroom or getting a drink or something like that, Lauren. Carrigan has the AWP on the T side here. Chris, well and truly deaded. Vector hanging around, but it is still just a lot of pressure on Flamey over towards the B side of things. Only has a flash and the MP9 left, so his smoke in upper tunnels has expired. Carrigan trying to make it look like a multitude of different looks right now. CT spawn smoke, flash up cat. They've taken short control. They know they have mid-door control. The best option right now would maybe be to leave BMAS late middle and go for a B hit. Because if they can get a freebie here on the site. Ooh. Did he see something? Did Flamey see something there?
Oh, he's dead.
Oh, no.
How did Flamey miss that? Perfecto, new position, but the flash really works for them. BMAS's flash sets Frozen into motion, and that's going to be a bomb plant. Now, yeah, they don't have like a middle play or anyone to kind of lurk around, but this post plant is going to be hard to break, especially with no flashes, no nothing.
Yeah, they have to save.
Yeah.
No kit. The fact that the post plant's set on up, you don't really know how much damage is done to BMAS and Frozen. It's hard to justify, and that's 13 rounds on the board for Mouse. This is starting to get well and truly out of control.
Rush, do you mind if I play some music in the car on the way back home tonight?
Yeah, sure. Did you not like my selection the other day?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of nice. Some country tunes.
Are we going to put Rush in the front again?
Let's not go too far now, chat.
Why don't we let chat vote?
Oh, well, they're all bloody biased towards Rush. Have you seen the love he gets?
I think it's because you and Alex bully Rush.
It's true.
Yeah, but they don't see
why.
what Rush does back to us.
Rush doesn't do anything.
Rush has done a thing.
Oh.
I've never done anything hurtful towards anyone.
I've got video evidence of you, Rush.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, I've got it.
Oh, she's got
I've got the tapes.
The dead man switch.
All right, let's
It's
get
ready
that
to
in
go,
play out
mate.
for
It's
tomorrow,
ready to go.
right?
Yeah. It's a front
Interesting.
seat for me, is it? Or...
Interesting.
Why don't we flip a coin?
That's fair.
Let Chad decide who gets to sit in the front of the car on the way back, me or Rush.
I'm going to flip a coin.
No. Let Chad.
Why don't we do
You
it
can
this
sit
way?
there,
Why don't we
Lauren, I don't
Facilitate
mind.
the people they love.
let chat or Chad?
Chat.
Well, I know that Tom might be able to set up one of those digital voting things. We do it in the post-game segment. We let people vote.
Oh,
It's not a bad idea.
Finally get 100%.
Yeah, well, let's see. If they can work it out, if production can make it happen, let's make it happen.
I like that. We are back on the buy, though, and it may not be a great one here for Na'Vi.
It might make people stick around for the post-game segment, Lauren. Oh, dear.
Oh, there's nothing like self-awareness. Really.
And I know nobody wants to listen to me. That's
They do, Chad. They've just got, like, you know, some people have small brains. They only like to see shooty, shooty, bang, bang, not like how it happened.
We don't care how the headshots happen. We just want the headshots.
Pretty much it.
So now, this is one of those pace changes from Mouse. It hasn't been super quick, but they've been getting a lot more cat control. And this time round, they are just opting to sit on back and see if there's any aggression across the map from Natus Vincere. Not to be, as now they'll posture up with their Xbox smoke. Electronic getting flashed through, and the FAMAS at range works. Carrigan onto the trade. 50 seconds left. Still in spawn with the AWP, and now Boomich, what can you do?
Gets contact. Plays in Perfecto. A 1-for-1. There it goes. Need a little more than that, I feel. As Flamey's trying to play ahead of the timing. Does catch the player who had the bomb, which is Carrigan. Trade comes back in. Back and forth we go. Simple, though. Left in a 1v1. And yeah, that's when he excels, isn't it, really? Keeping Na'Vi in this.
Yeah, I think BMAS wasn't expecting another player. You could see after that kill, he quick changes over towards a nade. And, well, that cost him his life right there. But Simple, he doesn't mess about. Hitting a banger of a shot onto a very low Frozen. Corralling his way laid up long and Simple. We said this man can deliver. 24 kills now. Continuing some of that good form. We didn't necessarily see the best of him on Nuke. We're getting a much better look of them here. Perfecto, 17 kills for him as well. Starting to feel more and more comfortable in his Na'Vi roster, but it's all in on long, and the trades come through. Electronics down.
A weird trade out. That's a long old kill feed, isn't it? For now, though, the 4v4 begins. Christian just gets posted up in towards pit. The rest have taken their time to back away, see if anyone's trying to get cheeky through middle. Not the case, but they have at least caused Na'Vi a little bit of discomfort so far.
So Xbox Smoke right now might allow Carrigan and Frozen to walk their way up cat, and then they can just pin to A. When you do a long take, if you can get a player in towards the pit, and it is Chris J's home right now, you can now really just squeeze out the CTs. Flamey and Electronic, Perfecto, they know, so they're putting pressure on mid. Simple's held them at bay with a smoke grenade. Chris J has to check the image, and he hasn't. So that's the long pressure gone. This is all falling apart for Mouse.
50 seconds, 3 players together. They're going to have to do something dirty to make this work, but only one smoke on the other side as well. It's not like they're flush. And actually, only Boomich here.
Yeah, he's open right now.
Okay.
Oh!
Sorry, Carrigan. Not today. Boomich went for the upgrade. Gonna try and maybe slither away into the smoke for now as Simple begins to work towards this. Not clean, not pretty, but it's 2 kills on the board. It's only a 2v2. And I'm a bit worried if BMAS doesn't get this timing right. Perfecto could slip past. No, information's gonna be relayed. Damage got done, but now he's gonna have to find 2. Oh, damage again. Don't see a kit. There we go. Been picked up by Boomich. That bomb's planted for him too. He can play this just right. Keep in mind, no smokes, no nades, no nothing. He can play this to the second. Takes the fight, loses it. And Na'Vi keep themselves alive.
I would love to see, I don't think we'll get it, but the kill that Simple made onto Carrigan. So they've walked out, Carrigan's dropped into spawn. I think he's literally had the jump on Simple and has been unable to convert that frag. And that would have been the key kill, because if Carrigan was able to get CT spawn space, this is it right here. So Carrigan drops. Okay, so it's just Simple had turned around at the right time. That frag right there, if Carrigan picks it up, instrumental, and would have been a Mousesports round any day of the week. But Simple keeping Na'Vi in this, as now we move down to the pistols. Couple Deagles, Tech 9, CZ, and a Glock for Carrigan. Over towards tunnels, lots of sound cues being made. Footsteps are plenty as now they walk on through. And oh, is Frozen going to go for a little bit of a nutmeg? I don't think he'll get the chance. Flamey's definitely seen this. Molotov gets limped out closely, pushes him forward. And Simple, there he is. The call comes through and Simple's there. It's like the bat signal, Lauren. Okay, Simple wants more. Has an opportunity now if he finds the last 4. Get himself 30 kills. Within 24 rounds, that wouldn't be too bad. Damage done through the door. He's got Flamey next to him to help on out as Flamey takes down Rops, spamming through some more damage. BMS continuing forward. They may as well. They don't really have any utility or space to work with other than mid right now. Carrigan trying to bait out a rotation by making some steps over towards the cap position. But realistically, it should be 11 on the board for Na'Vi here. Good flash, holding them at bay for a little bit longer. This is just a matter of time. Grunts and grills.
It's an interesting way of saying it. Yeah, this is shut down. BMAS not given any opportunities there.
Just come on, BMAS. Come on, mate.
Come on, mate.
Come on, mate.
Come on, mate.
This is the guy, you know, you playing a pug and he's last alive.
Let's get it over with, mate. Come on.
Mate. Like, you're on 2 HP, bro. Like, come on.
What are you doing?
Man.
Places to be.
All right, gun round now. Mousesports. AK-47s will be coming out across the board.
This feels like it's getting a
Flamey in one of those
little
moods again.
dicey. I don't know.
One of those moods again. Is he going to high-five everybody when they finish today or not? Or not if they lose, I suppose.
Yeah, probably not on the lost side. Frozen going quick though. Flash out, Mollies are there, he's getting tagged up. Comes out of it first. Nice work towards the Electronic. Does he keep going? Boomich says no. Not gonna let him pass through that smoke as BMAS is out there as well, but he took a fair crack of damage. Simple and Boomich in combination deny any step that was wanted to be taken by Mousesports, and suddenly Na'Vi look a little bit more alive than ever.
Yeah, and this is real problems for Mousesports now because they're going to run out of solutions eventually. A newer team, newer 5-man roster with the addition of BMAS, roles being changed around. At one point, their problem-solving ability, it will dissipate and it will rely on an individual finding a multi-kill on the opening for them to be able to get into one of these rounds, or a glaring mistake from Na'Vi leaving a gap open, maybe getting caught with a nade out. BMAS has a Deagle, Chris has a Tech 9, there's armor for a few of them, head armor for Frozen and BMAS. 4 smokes, 2 flashes. They could set up a very potent B hit if they wanted to. So they could do the crisscross smokes at mid doors. That's one towards CT and one towards the left-hand side, or they could do the double CT smokes to cover off completely. They can also set up a window and a door smoke from tunnels. Now, what that'll do is it'll lock the B players in the site, and then as you want to entry on through, so yeah, this is what they're going for, trying to lock the B players in position, smoke towards the doors. Flash is coming over, and they're just faking this. They're not committing towards B right now. Wait, or are they?
He's getting quite peaky, isn't he? Simple. Still holds the doors. Yeah, this is shut down. 5 stand up against Chris J in the smoke. Nutmeg or not, it doesn't seem to really matter. Oosh. Does get simple, but fair crack of damage now with that rifle in hand. How do you keep hold of it?
He doesn't want to. He just wants to see if he can find some kills. And realistically, considering Na'Vi's money situation, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for him to go for damage. Now, Boomich has got his number, so we get the AK-47 upgrade. They'll take 3 of those through. Simple could start bringing out the AWP, and that might be where we see the change up. Not that Na'Vi need it, but he will purchase into the big green. Carrigan's got his out. 8 kills for him, contrastingly to 31 to Simple. Now, that's comparing the star player to the in-game leader, but both playing that AWP role. Otherwise, you've got 24 for BMAS, 20 for Frozen, drops on 16, 17 for Chris. Let's get underway. We're at the business end now. Same default, fast down towards middle. Good smoke over the top. It's locked Simple in. He has to fight.
Oh, that flash is really good, though. Blinded up still, caught on the outskirts of short. Quick molly. He's trying to stick around. It's bold, but it's worked enough to keep him present. He didn't have to drop down towards CT. He didn't have to back away too far away.
This cat control was actually pivotal for Mousesports in some of the earlier rounds. So the fact that they've gotten it so quickly, we're at a minute 25 remaining on the clock. They still have 4 smoke grenades, 3 Molotovs, and a bunch of flashes to work with. Means they can just go up for a very, very simple A execute. Now, Simple and Electronic here. It's not going to be the easiest of tasks. They're going to have to hit some absolute bangers of shots. They'll be limping out the standard bridge smoke. And they actually don't want anything to do with it. So it's just going to hold Na'Vi at base, see if they can bait out any more utility. Second wave coming through now. Are they going to drop BMS into spawn? It looks like it.
Yeah, he's down. Flamey loses his head as we lose our minds. Already, this is looking like a rough one for Perfecto. He has to buy time here, and it's gone. Time has left him. The bomb's over there. This is a nice piece from Mousesports. What a lovely bit of play with some great intention. And now, just completely negating and ignoring the danger men of Electronic, your Simples, and keeping them completely tied up.
What a shot from BMAS. Like, sticks the landing. He's got the pointed toes. The judges with the scorecards. It's a perfect 10.
They don't know what to do with themselves.
I haven't seen anything like it in years. And now it's just the Na'Vi side seeing if they can hold on to these weapons. Their bank is decent, but want to make sure they have enough for the later rounds. As an execution. Frozen onto Electronic. Boomich towards the long doors. We'll be able to use that shadow advantage if Rops wants to push. I think everybody will lay down their guns, collect their wounded, lick their wounds, and have a chat about what's going to happen in round number 28. So the buy will come on through from Na'Vi again. If I'm Mouse and I can rock that same approach, I would. I would do the exact same thing as I just did, but then I would commit and go for the A play. You've just made it work. You've put that fear of God in them. And I actually think that Na'Vi might try and change their CT setup to have a third man leaning towards spawn next time. Flamey's purchased in with the AWP, and the double op setup is indicative of either a more passive approach over towards the B site, going towards the back of platform, or wanting to fight more in middle. Now, if they want to fight more in middle, they should also have a short boost coming through, either a rifle or a boost simple up there. Don't allow Mousesports to get the same territory they just took for free. Make sure that it's costly. Make sure that they're losing kills. Making sure they can't execute in that fashion.
Rush, do you agree?
Yes. Yes.
He really wants that front seat.
Yes, miss. Yes, sir.
He's working for
I
that.
don't like Rush being submissive. Like.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. My mistake, sir.
I thought you like that.
Yeah, but not with Rush.
Sorry, sir.
It's getting weird here. We've cost a fair amount of CS. You know, Alex left us for a holiday or something. Absolute slacker.
They're going to go do some easy mode game or something along those lines. Little pixies and wizards.
Babies game, I don't know.
It's like... Anyway, we're only joking, guys. Don't take that seriously. We're all friends here, but this is the best esport. So anyway, getting back underway. Orbs out in Carrigan's hands. Okay, so no short boosters. Long is where they want to lock this down, but Flamey wants to poke and prod towards mid a little bit more. We'll already catch them coming up cat. So the same play, they have rocked it early. It means they've been able to grab that territory in the same fashion as they did in round 27. But look how close they are. Oh, okay. That's a big find.
Yeah, what does BMAS do with that now? It's like, right.
As long as he can hold the territory, it's not the end of the world, but they might be one smoke short on how they want to approach this side of things. Now, BMAS went to pick up whatever nades he could, but it is the Molotov that dropped on Chris J's body and not the smoke. They've been stalled out by another smoke grenade on towards the cat position. And this becomes very difficult now. If they trade 1 for 1, they lose the round, basic maths. So they need to hope that Simple misses and Electronic isn't able to multi-kill. They have Molotovs for his position. They can molly over towards Goose, the sight boxes, the ramp as well. But this would take a very well-executed piece. Well orchestrated, something that you would expect to be dry run for hours.
2 smokes. It's all they've got. What the hell do they do with this? BMAS again. In he goes. Simple, unable to find the shot just yet. But there's a world where he can still find it. BMAS is so far ahead. He knows his flight path, but it's Robs to find it. And now Simple gives away the game. He shows his position, but he still stands. BMAS towards Boomich, but Simple is standing and fighting. 20 seconds. He's in there with a pistol. I cannot fathom this man and how he's so damn dangerous on all occasions. Rob's still alive, keeps his head down. Carrigan peers up, loses his, and now suddenly Rob's in a 1v1. Barely any HP.
Oh.
Say goodbye, Flamey. Saving Na'Vi from Mousesports getting to 15.
Jeez, that was tight. You're right. Simple was just wanting to biff. He just wanted to get stuck in there, and that was crazy. They could have easily set up a retake, but the chaos, that's where Na'Vi were able to thrive. And then you can see Rob's like, hide, I'm trying to hide, help, 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 help. Carrigan swings out, helps, he drops. But boy, it's close. Money good for both sides here. 14-14, we're all tied up. BMAS doing his absolute best from the side. Everybody just wanting to biff and brawl. This is nothing like the Spirit versus Big game we had to kick off the day. This one's got some fireworks about it. And if Flamey didn't hit that, jumping, oh, he was 100% mincemeat. So that's a massive kill. And there's the fan cams. The Na'Vi fans have turned out here today. Just a single AWP. Simple's rocking the rifle. Doesn't want the big green. Boosting Electronic up towards Cat. The leg from Flamey's good. Electronic should deal with this very handedly. And there it is.
Yeah, swings on in, but he is isolated by the molly. But BMAS is so aware that could be a potential, but he's taken damage for it. Down to 29 HP, but he's still very much alive and kicking. Smoke and a flash to hand. What do they do with this now? Spread across the map here, Mousesports.
Okay, so this one slows down. Na'Vi haven't shown that they want to go for info plays. They're more than happy to sit back and use their individual ability to find some kills. Now, Flamey is in one of the best positions that you can be with an AWP over towards the B side of the map. But if Rops is aware of this and he goes for a little bit of a Zintares peek, he's going to find them a massive gap.
Simple in between a rock and a hard place. He's managed to control the doors. Rops does go down. Yeah, that's great work between Simple and Perfecto to be able to control this. While all that mayhem began, Perfecto making it look so smooth as Frozen left in a 1v3. Smoke goes in. Simple wants to close. Perfecto mollied. Simple isolated. Frozen, let's see what you got here. That's 2. And now where is the final player, Boomich? He's taking a second to pause. He sees it.
Just taking the fight. Boomich didn't want to give up any ground there, and bloody hell. Perfecto did such a good job on the side there to slow that down. You were right, Simple was in the right place, but Frozen, the Iceman, we've seen him clutch once. We've seen him clutch plenty times before. I thought he had this one. That molly forcing Perfecto forward, and then Boomich just like, yeah, whatever. I'll fight you. And now Mousesports, 1 round to take us to overtime. They falter here. We'll be going to map number 3. It will be Inferno, and that's where I start to look towards Na'Vi.
They're getting so close, Mousesports, but just put to the post by 1v1s and close scenarios. But a B lean, and a heavy one at that. Trying to exploit Perfecto at this point. Keep in mind, they're still trying to keep Simple busy towards middle, but it's Flamey, but Perfecto's fine. He's found BMAS, that's a big scalp to claim. Flamey's now made it there in time. The flashes work, but not well enough, as Perfecto keeps doing damage. In unison with Flamey, it's Na'Vi surviving. Recovery in that second half, and they bring themselves back together. Third map now available. We're going all the way.